This kit honestly deserves jail for this. Actual garbage, like actual garbage. Oh gosh, my millennial just came out. Sorry about that. Hello and welcome to the Faded Wildflower Crochet. My name is Rachel, and today I am dealing with the cold that will never end, but the show must go on. And by show, I mean I got another crochet kit to try out for you guys. If you'll recall, I had never tried a crochet kit until a few months ago. And now I feel like I'm a little bit addicted to them. I really am determined to find one that is worth your time and money. The kit we are trying out today is the Loops and Threads brand by Michaels. And this is Bella the Bulldog, which I think is just so cute. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get a closer look at this kit. Okay, here is what the outside of the box looks like. Now, I do not have a Michaels local to me, but anytime I'm out of town at a place that has a Michaels, I like to pop in, just kind of see what they have. And when I was there this last weekend, they had a ton of crochet kits, so many options. And I ended up choosing this one, which is Bella the Bulldog. I just think she's so cute. When I was shopping there with my husband and kids, my husband really wanted me to choose this cute snake plant. And it was really cute, but I just could not resist this cute little bulldog. So I ended up choosing this one. You'll have to let me know if you think I made a mistake. Okay, here is what the back of the box tells you. It shows you that you have all of the things that you need here. It does say that you have a plastic needle and a plastic crochet hook, which you guys know how I feel about plastic tools, but you know, we're going to try them. We're going to try them out. And it does say right here that the skill level is intermediate. And it actually tells you estimated time to complete project 8 hours, which I feel like it's probably going to take us a little less time than that, but we'll see. So we talked in my last kit video about the different reasons why someone might want to buy a kit that is an intermediate kit, like a kit that isn't for beginners. And a reason that I didn't even think of at the time could be that maybe you're an experienced crocheter, but you mainly make like blankets and scarves and wearables and that kind of thing, but you want to get into amigurumi. And you maybe just don't want to have to buy a whole pack of safety eyes or a whole pack of stuffing or that kind of thing. You really just want to have everything that you need in one kit to try it out to see if you even like it. That could be another reason why someone would want to buy an intermediate level kit. So let's go ahead and open this up. You guys, I just about panicked because I opened this up and I was like, that's not in English. That's not in English, but don't worry. There's a whole other paper with it in English. Okay, so here is everything that the kit comes with. We have our yarn here, our plastic crochet hook, the plastic needle, and then the safety eyes and nose are in here, some stuffing, and then of course our instruction booklet. And I will say just kind of my initial impression is that the yarn feels a lot like the yarn in the Target crochet kit. It's that middle of the road, like not the worst thing I've ever felt in my life, but not the best either. And then this hook reminds me almost exactly of the hook in the Target kit. It's that plastic, like it's a hard plastic. It's probably not going to break like the Dollar Tree one did, but you know, at the end of the day, it is still plastic. And it doesn't say anywhere on the hook itself what size it is. I wonder if the instructions will tell us. But I will say I took just a tiny little peek at the instructions, and they do again tell you the stitches that you're going to need to do and kind of show you the outline of how to do the stitches, which I'm not really sure why since this is labeled as an intermediate kit, but you know, they're there just in case you need them, I guess. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, I will start with this crochet hook. If it gets to be too much on my hands, I will switch, but I am going to at least try to do more of this pattern in the hook that they provided. Last time in the vampire kit, everyone yelled at me because I went up hook size because the hook that they provided was a 2.5 and I didn't have a 2.5 in my collection. And so I used a 2.75, I believe, and I ended up almost running out of yarn and people were yelling at me because of that. So I feel like I'm going to at least try to use this hook for as much of the pattern as I can stand. I also don't think that I said this yet, but this kit was $10, which I do feel like is a pretty fair price for a crochet kit when you get everything that you need included, but we will see if it is worth even that $10 at the end of this. my microphone close to my face today because my husband is working from home and I want to not pick up his voice. So we've got it close by today. But okay, first impressions, you guys. This hook is basically exactly like the one in the Target crochet kit that I did. It's really not bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. I don't like plastic hooks. If you love plastic hooks, more power to you. They're not my favorite, but I can't really switch to my own hook because I don't know what size this is. So I'm just going to continue on with this. It's not horrendous, so I'm just going to keep going. Now, this yarn, again, it's basically exactly like the yarn from the Target kit. It's got a little bit of that like scratchiness to it, but it's not the worst. It doesn't split. You know, it's not terrible to work with by any means, but again, not the highest quality in the whole wide world either. Now, the instructions, I will say for the instructions that they're very detailed. They tell you exactly what to do, exactly what yarn color to use. Love that. But tell me why this kit is using joined rounds. Can you see that? Can you see the joins right there? Peace and love, but if you make amigurumi with joined rounds, please tell me why. I don't understand this. I feel like there's no point in using joined rounds. You're always going to get a little bit of a line when you use joined rounds. And I just don't understand the point. I always work in spirals. I feel like it looks better and it's easier. I don't know why on earth you would use joined rounds in amigurumi. So at the risk of people getting mad at me, I don't think I'm going to follow the instructions exactly. I am going to still do the same like number of stitches, but I'm not going to do joined rounds because I want this to look cute in the end. And I do not like, do you see that? And honestly, it's not so bad when you do something like a hat or I'm making coasters right now that have joined rounds. That's fine. But for amigurumi, where it's a plush, where it's like a 3D item, I mean, a hat is a 3D item as well, but you can kind of put the seam in the back of your head or something if you want. But with the plushie, you're always going to see that. Does that bother anybody else? I don't know. Maybe I'm being picky. But I am definitely going to do spiral rounds. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to go back to the way that I like to do it. Again, at the risk of people telling me like, you didn't follow the instructions exactly. Well, you know what? I want this to look cute in the end. And if you do joined rounds with amigurumi, please, like, I'm not even being sarcastic. Tell me why. Why do you prefer that? Anyways, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to start over. Something that I forgot to mention is they do have you make the little eye patch first. That's the first part of the instructions. And the gray yarn came in sort of like a hank style. So if you saw, I had to like wind it up into a ball before I could use it. So if you're wondering why I was doing that, it's not really usable if it's in the hank style. Like these are in skeins. Now the blue and the pink are also kind of more hank style, so I will have to wind those just in a little ball. It's really not that big of a deal, but again, something to note. So I am going to start over on this. I didn't get too far, but I can't do it, you guys. I can't do the joined rounds. Okay, I finished the little head and I have some thoughts. First of all, this hook, while not the worst thing in the entire world, is hurting my hands. And I also feel like it is too big for the tension that I personally need. I don't know if you can tell because my stitches look all right, but they're a little bit bigger than I usually like. I just like my stitches a little tighter. And I thought it was interesting in the beginning of the book, it does tell you if you switch to another hook, which we don't recommend, then make sure it's not a bigger one because that can affect, the tension and blah, blah, blah. And I also feel like they don't include this, but what they mean is that can affect how much of the product you're going to have left, how much of the yarn you're going to have left, which, like I said, people got mad at me for in the vampire kit. But I do think I'm going to go down a hook size and use my own hook because, like I said, this is hurting my hands. And I just feel like with plastic, with nothing to like hold on to, no grip or anything, it's just like making my hand kind of sweaty and it's not comfortable. It's just not comfortable. I will say that so far the instructions are probably more detailed than any of the kits that I've tried in the past. They did have you mark out where to put the safety eyes with stitch markers, although the kit does not come with stitch markers. So that is something to think about. I feel like most people probably have stitch markers in their kit, or you could, use another piece of yarn or something like that. But that is just something to think about. So by far, the absolute worst part of this kit so far is this needle. Look at that. So we went from the vampire kit having the sharpest needle ever that I ended up hurting myself on to having this. Can you see how dull that is? And it's also like kind of jagged, like the plastic is not cut nicely. This is trash. This is going in the garbage. This is not good. So I will end up using my own needle for the rest of this. I'm impressed that I was even able to sew this little patch on and sew the little eye on, which I did do in the wrong order, by the way. You're supposed to do this before you stuff it. I kind of forgot. So like I said, the instructions are not bad besides the fact that they're having you use joining rounds. The supplies are kind of just meh, except for the needle, which is actual garbage, like actual garbage. I keep thinking as I'm making this that I really want to make this in my own yarn because I like the pattern so far. I like the way it looks in the pictures. I kind of want to just make it in my own yarn because, again, this yarn is kind of just okay. And I also feel like it's turning out a little bit smaller than I expected, but we will continue on. I am going to go eat some lunch first, but so far my impressions are kind of just meh. Okay, we are back inside because it is unfortunately too warm out there. I definitely do not need to be wearing this sweatshirt, but I wanted to wear it for the cozy vibes, but it is unfortunately already 81 degrees and it's only getting warmer out there. So that's unfortunate. But anyways, I did finish the little snout. I'm realizing that I think that I did the little nose piece wrong, but I feel like the instructions were a little bit vague. Let me just read them. It says, position the plastic nose in the center fold of the snout and punch in place. So that's all it says. It doesn't give you like a round number. And so when I did it like all the way through. And I think you were supposed to put the nose in, the middle and put the, backing inside of the stitches. But this was just such a small space that it was almost impossible for me to do that. And I'm not sure if maybe my stitching is just tighter, like I just have a tighter tension. I did end up going to my own hook, which is this 3.25 millimeter one. But I was comparing it to the one in the kit. Again, they don't tell you what size the one in the kit is. But I was comparing the two of them and they look very comparable in size. And this one might even be like a tiny bit smaller, but like not enough. In fact, let me go get the other one so we can compare it. Okay, here is the comparison. I don't know. What do you guys think? My hook might be a little bit smaller, which I just feel like I needed a slightly smaller hook. Let's compare my stitches from the head. Okay, I don't know if you can tell the difference too much on camera, but like you can even see a little bit right here that there was a little bit of gapping when I was using the plastic hook. And I feel like my stitches look so much better now. So maybe my stitches are just too tight to where the nose wouldn't really fit here, because you also are supposed to put a little line right here to indicate like the little mouth. But I don't even really have any room for that. But that's okay. I feel like it's still going to end up looking cute in the end. But I did get to this part of the feet, and you attach it into the body. And I also feel like the way that they explained how to crochet them together is not the best ever. Again, I'm an experienced crocheter, so I knew what they were talking about. But let me just read it to you. And if you are a newer crocheter, see if this makes sense to you. It says chain 1, which we're not doing because I'm not crazy. Not doing joined rounds. Single crochet in the next 10 stitches. Chain 4, join with a single crochet in joining. Single crochet in the next 9 stitches, single crochet in chain 4, and then it says join, which again, we're not doing because we're not doing it that way. But then it tells you 28 stitches. And then it says note, chain 4 adds an additional 8 stitches. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's okay. It gets the point across, but I do feel like if this was the first time that you've ever done that method, it might be a little more difficult for you. Again, this is an intermediate kit, but I'm just trying to think along the lines of somebody who maybe is going from making garments and into making amigurumi. If they've never done that method before, it might be a little bit confusing, but let me know. Maybe that's just me. I know that maybe some people will be mad at me for using my own supplies, but I do at least always try out the supplies that are in kits first. But this one was just hurting my hands, and crocheting is my job, and so I really can't afford to have hurt hands when after I'm done filming these videos, I have to go work on custom orders and all of that, and I really just don't want to deal with too much hand pain. I will at least try things out though that are in kits to let you know if I think they're good or not. This one is, again, not the worst thing in the world, but, not great. And then this is absolute garbage. This kit honestly deserves jail for this. It's so bad. So if you want to be upset at me for that, then go ahead and leave your comments down below. It helps with the engagement anyway. But anyways, let's continue on making this cute little bulldog. I don't know if I'm going to finish this today, but we'll see. I would chat with you guys as I work on this bulldog, and today I want to talk about books. So first of all, I just uploaded the second part of the Crochet Mystery Series, my review on the second book, and that video is kind of bombing. It's not doing very well. A lot of people asked for me to do the second book, and so I did, and I just didn't really like it, and I don't really know if I'm going to continue on that series. So let me know if you guys have any recommendations for a crochet related series. From all of the searching that I've done, I haven't really been able to find another comparable one. I really like that the series includes a crochet pattern, and I haven't found any other series that include one like that. And it doesn't have to be like a murder mystery. I don't really mind if it's even just like a regular novel, but I do love that it includes a crochet pattern. I think that just does kind of make it fun, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to continue on with the series. If you're wondering about it, you can go watch my video on that, but I am curious if you have any other recommendations. A lot of people keep recommending the Vampire Knitting Club, but I'm not a knitter, so I don't know if it's going to be that relevant. The third book in the series is called Crochet in Cauldrons, so maybe there's some crochet representation in there. I'm not really sure, but I might read that one just for fun and review it and see if people like that. I don't really know, but I'm wondering about your book recommendations kind of just in general. Really? You have something to say about books? Anyways, as I was saying, I have sort of a wide array of books that I enjoy. I read like contemporary romance. I read like books about like fairies. Actually, my favorite book from last year was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I loved that book. I read the second one. I didn't enjoy it as much, but I loved the first one. And I really just love the characters. I think it's so fun. I also like thrillers. Although I tend to prefer thrillers on audiobooks so I can listen during the day, because the main time that I read is before bed, and I can't read like really scary thrillers before bed. I don't like horror, like really super graphic, but I do like thrillers. I like contemporary romance. I'm actually reading right now. What is it called? I'm not remembering what it's called. It's something about being on the road, on the road again, or no. Road trip, something about being on the road and on a road trip, because it is about these two women who they were friends as kids, and then something happened and they fell out, and they both have this teacher that was like kind of their mentor, and he's dying, and so they're taking him to his old cabin in Maine and going on a road trip with him, and they fall in love along the way. I haven't gotten too far into it yet, but I'm really enjoying it. I just wish I could remember the name of it. Of course, I'll put it on the screen. But anyways, all that to say, give me your book recommendations. That was like not very much to go off of, but like I said, I do like a wide variety of different books. So whatever you recommend, I might like it. I'm also a little bit picky though, so I might not. We'll see. Okay, as you saw, I did finish the two little back legs. And so that means all I have left for the crocheting is the ears and the little bow. And I realized that he doesn't have a tail, which bulldogs have like little stub tails. So I might give him one. I don't know. What do you guys think? So I did finish an entire skein of the white, but I still have this much left of the second skein, which is great because, like I said, I only have the ears left that have white on them. So far, it seems like we have plenty of yarn to finish this project today. And like I said, I don't really have that much left to do, but I don't want to force myself to finish this today because I only have an hour till I have to go get my daughter from school, and I kind of want to do something fall related, even though it doesn't feel like fall outside. I had this whole Halloween themed video planned for today, but then I got sick, and honestly, I just don't have the brain capacity to pull it off right now, but I still want to do something like fun and fall related. So I think that I'm going to go to the store and get some little mini pumpkins so we can draw faces on them. I think that would be fun. And then maybe get some like fall related snacks from the bakery. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Here she is. Miss Bella Bulldog is done. And as you saw, I was able to finish her up yesterday, and I'm back here today to talk about my final thoughts for the Loops and Threads Bulldog kit. So I'm going to do this section a little bit differently today. Instead of doing pros and cons, I'm going to go through each section of the kit and talk about whether I give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or like a sideways thumb. Which way should that go? I don't know. Let's start off by talking about the quality of the supplies in this kit. For the most part, this gets a sideways thumbs up from me. Not offensive, but not the highest quality ever, except for that needle, which honestly, calling it a needle is like an insult to needles. That thing is terrible. That part definitely gets a thumbs down for me. Now let's talk about the amount of supplies that you get. I definitely had plenty of supplies, plenty of yarn, plenty of stuffing to get me through this kit. So that gets a thumbs up from me. Now let's talk about the instructions. I'm a little bit conflicted on this one because I feel like these were honestly the best instructions that I've had in a kit so far of the ones that I've tried. But there were a few things that were like a little bit confusing, but I'm going to give it a tentative thumbs up. Okay, editing goblin mode, Rachel here, to say that I forgot to mention the fact that this kit uses joined rounds instead of spirals, and I'm not sure whether to put that under instructions or design, but either way, that gets a thumbs down from me. Now let's talk about the price of these kits. At only $10, and I have even seen these on sale for $8, that is a great price for everything that you get in this kit, so that gets a thumbs up from me. So now let's talk about the design of the plushie itself. This definitely gets a sideways thumbs up from me. For the most part, I was really enjoying it, but then I noticed that the back of the ears are also pink, and then it doesn't have a tail. So I feel like this looks cute from the front, but if you turn it around, it's like, not the best. The thing about plushies is they're a 3D item. They should look good from all angles. So the whole time I was making Miss Bella here, I was thinking, I really like this design, but I really want to make it in some high quality yarn, maybe fix a couple of the design flaws. And so I did a thing. Oh gosh, my millennial just came out. Sorry about that. So I did it. I made another Bella Bulldog. This is made out of Big Twist Baby Bear. And I also made the backs of the ears white and made the little tail. And I just think it turned out so cute. Look at the comparison of the two. So like I said, I really did like the design besides a few little flaws. And so I just had to do it. I had to make another one. So in the end, do I recommend the Loops and Threads brand crochet kit? Now, keep in mind, I have only made this one kit, but based on that, I feel like it could be worth your time and money. If you see one at your local Michael's, maybe you have a coupon, maybe it's on sale, maybe you just really like the design of the plushie, it could be worth your time. But keep in mind, you may want to swap out your own hook, and you definitely want to swap out your own needle, which kind of may defeat the purpose of having an all-in-one kit. I don't really know, but like I said, for only $10 and you get everything else that you need, it's really not too bad. You'll have to let me know what you thought about today's video. Have you tried the Loops and Threads kits yet? Are you tempted to pick one up now after this review? This is probably one of the highest reviews that I have given a crochet kit. And it's funny because at first I was feeling very meh, but as I went on and as I have the finished plushie in my hands, like I said, besides a few design flaws, I'm really happy with it. And I think it's very cute and it was very fun to make as well. If you've made it to the end of the video, please let me know, what were you working on as you watched this video? If you did like today's video, be sure to hit the like button. You can subscribe, stick around, let me know what other kind of videos you want to see next. You can follow me on Instagram. You can check out my Etsy shop. You can join my Patreon where I make bonus videos as well as an exclusive pattern once a month. And thank you again for watching. I will see you next time.